Dear students, you are appearing a very important exam in your life amidst this pandemic situation. SSC board exams are nearing, and this is a penultimate stage. We have decided to lessen the burden, your anxiety, and stress. A series of content-based videos are offered by a team of experienced teachers through Asim Nyan Vahini, a great initiative by B.B. Jadhav sir. The study material is consisting of chapter-wise lessons of Science 1 and 2, paper pattern, revision, and board questions. SSC at one glance. A complete guidance series. Concept, direction, and coordination by Mr. B.B. Jadhav. Students of SSC must watch this video for revision and understanding. Guidance by Mrs. Shama S. Varanzu, my school, VPM's Vidya Mandir, Dahisar East. Technical guidance, Mrs. Megha Mahadev Rani. Today, I'm going to take chapter 1 of Science 1, Gravitation. Before we start the lesson, let us see what is Science 1 and 2 paper pattern. It is the same. So, the first question is MCQ based question where you will have alternatives given. You have to choose the correct alternative and attempt the answer. You need not write down the statements. Each question carries 1 mark. Question number 1B is 5 questions. Here you have questions like say the odd one out, say true or false, right or wrong, complete the analogy. It will not include fill in the blank questions. Here one question carries 1 mark. So basically question number 1AB is objective based. Question number 2A is give reasons. Here you will have 3 questions given and you have to attempt any 2 which are for 2 marks each. Question number 2B, write in short. Here you have to attempt any 3 out of 5. Now what questions can be included in this? There will be questions like write in short, write the laws, principles, theories. It may be a flow chart given. You are expected to answer the questions in 1 to 2 sentences. Question number 3 is answer the following. You have to attempt any 5 out of 8. Each question is carrying for 3 marks. Here the questions will be comprising of once again some flow charts, principles, explanation of figures and such type of questions. Question number 4 is answer any 1 out of 2. Here it's a brief questions asked. It may be a paragraph given and 5 HOT questions may be based on it, each carrying 1 mark. Or you may have short answers where you may have to write down in detail about the question. Now, how do you manage your time to complete your paper within 2 hours? So, roughly I've given you a timing. Say you take 10 minutes to read the question paper. Next 20 minutes you can utilize to complete your question number 1. Question number 2, you can complete within 30 minutes. Question number 3, you can take 40 minutes to complete. And last question, you can use 10 minutes. So at the end, you have still 10 minutes left where you can recheck the paper. So without any fear and confidently, you can attempt the paper in 120 minutes, that is 2 hours. So today, let's start with the chapter 1, Gravitation. Now, this is a very common term, children. We have been hearing it right from the lower classes. In fact, gravitation and Sir Isaac Newton is a very synonymous term or an apple tree example. Now, Sir Isaac Newton When he observed that there is an apple falling from the tree to the ground, he wondered why did the apple not fly off horizontally or go vertically upwards? Why was it directed in the downward direction? So he concluded after a great thought that it was Earth's gravitational force. With Earth's force, it was attracted towards the center. This force was then called as gravitational force, Earth's gravitational force. So what are the examples or what is the importance of gravitation? Very important. It keeps the moon, earth, planets all orbiting around the sun. In fact, it prevents planets from losing their atmospheres. It binds galaxies together for billions of years. Thereafter, astronomers were very keen to know about these heavenly bodies. When Galileo introduced a telescope, it was Johannes Kepler who studied what is the motion of these planets around the sun. So he has stated 3 laws which are very important through the point of view of examination. So it's a very common question. Last year also in March 2020, it appeared as state Kepler's 3 laws. So let us see the first law. The first law says that the planet is orbiting around the sun in an ellipse. Means the first law is the orbit of a planet is an ellipse with sun at one of the foci. So the orbit of the planet is an ellipse, is the first law. Second law is talking about how much areas a planet covers in an equal period of time or in a set interval of time. And it is noticed by the blue colored shaded portion that the area covered by a planet from A to B, that from C to D and from E to F, those areas calculated after every period, regular intervals of time, say after every 3 months, and the area was found to be same. So we come to the second law of Kepler. Kepler's second law states the line joining the planet and the sun sweeps equal areas in equal intervals of time. Now, coming to the third law. The third law is regarding the period of revolution that the planet covers around the sun. Now, there is a formula which is stated which says that the square of its period of revolution around the sun is directly proportional to the cube of the mean distance of the planet from the sun. Means here T is the distance, it's the time taken for the planet to move around the sun, and R is the distance of the planet from the sun. So the equation comes out to be T square will be equal to K R cube, where K will be a proportionality constant. Now we come to Newton's universal law of gravitation. When there are 2 objects close to each other, it is said that the object 1 attracts the object 2 in the same way the object M2 attracts the object M1. Now, this universal law of gravitation is given by a formula which says that the force what exists between these 2 objects is directly proportional to the product of the masses, and it's inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the masses. So we can have it as equal to a gravitational proportional constant, which is G. So the definition of Newton's universal law of gravitation is the definite force with which every object in the universe attracts every other object is directly proportional to the product of the masses and is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Now the value of G was given by Henry Cavendish, and the value is 6.673 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meters square per kg square. This was also a question asked last year, March 2020. Now we come to the next concept, acceleration due to gravity. It's given by the letter G. The value of it is also derived, and it's 9.77 meters per second square.